Hi everyone, today we're going to be making the Rainer Ice Cap Cozy. Now let me say right off the bat, this is not only for cold drinks. In fact, I use mine every morning for my coffee, but all my photos are of cold drinks. This makes a fantastic gift. It's great for craft fairs. It's great for any occasion, as you can see here in all these pictures. All you need is some worsted weight yarn and a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I'll put a full list on the computer here for what you need, and then we can get started. Okay, so as you may have guessed, we're going to start this pattern working from the bottom up. And if you know how to do a magic circle, by all means start with that. But if you followed me for any amount of time, you'll know that I have written my patterns and do my tutorials by the chain 2 method. So we're just going to start with your slip knot and chain 2, and then we're going to work 6 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. Now I like to crochet over my tail, and I'll show you what happens when we do that. So let's go ahead and work the first 6 single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and you can see I'm turning and I'm just working over that tail. I'll probably fast forward here. One, two, three, four, five, and one more. Okay, so that's our first 6 single crochet made, and all you need to do is give that tail a little tug, and that will close that circle. I have never gotten the hang of the magic circle, so I'm not about to try and teach other people how to do it. Okay, so moving on to round 2, we're going to be doubling our stitches, going from 6 to 12. So you're going to do that by increasing in every stitch by working 2 single crochet. I hope it's getting warm where you guys are and that you're going to have lots of use for these. It's actually kind of fun too, because if you have family or friends over, you can give them all an individual color, and then everybody knows whose drink is whose. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I will work 2 single crochet into each stitch around, and I'll meet up with you at the end of this round, and we'll go on to round 3. Okay, so I just finished round 2 and double checked, and I do have 12 stitches. So let's go ahead on to round 3, and you'll be working 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochet in the next, and I'm going to go ahead and slide in my stitch marker, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet, the next, followed by 2 single crochet in the next. So this is your pattern repeat for the entire round. We're going to be increasing this round by 6 stitches. So at the end of this round, you will have 18 stitches. Okay, so let's go ahead. So you're going to do work 1 single crochet followed by 2. So I'll go ahead and work that round, and we'll meet up at the end of round 3. Okay, so I have double checked that I have 18 stitches, and so the next increase round, what we're going to be doing is working a single crochet in the first 2 stitches, this back in here, and then 2 single crochet in the next. So if your counts are correct and you're doing things correctly, the increases that we do are going to be done in the increases below. So you can see there's 2 stitches here and 2 stitches here. So that's your pattern repeat for the entire round. You're going to work a single crochet into 2 stitches, followed by 2 single crochet in the next. So I'll go ahead and finish this up. And at the end of round 4, you should have 24 stitches. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so I've just finished that round, and I have 24 stitches, and this will be the last increase round that we're working for the base of this. So go ahead and we're going to work 1 single crochet into the first 3 stitches. And I'll just slip my stitch marker back in there. There we go. And then it's twisted. Okay. And then 2 single crochet in the next. So this is your pattern repeat for round 5. Just work 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, followed by 2 single crochet in the next. And again, you'll be working your 2 single crochet into the one below that has your 2 single crochet. So I'm going to finish this round and then we'll meet up. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do before we move on to our texture rounds is we're going to work a single crochet in the first in every stitch around. So we won't be increasing our stitch count at all. So at the end of this round, you should have 30 single crochet. And if you're wondering why my loops are so big, I ripped out a round and I'm starting over. So let's just work a single crochet in each stitch around, and then we'll meet up to start the texture and we'll be on with the rest of the cozy. See you soon. Okay, so now that we finished that round, you double check, make sure you have 30 stitches, and we're ready to start the texture round. So this is really, really easy. All we're going to be doing is working a single crochet and a double crochet into 1 stitch. So we're going to start here in the very first stitch. We'll work a single crochet, followed by a double crochet right back into that same stitch. And we'll put our stitch marker into that first stitch that we did. And then we're going to skip the next stitch. So we're going to skip that stitch right there. And we'll work into the one beside it. So you're going to work a single crochet, followed by a double crochet right back into that same stitch. Then we'll skip the next stitch, work a single crochet and a double crochet into the next. And this is the way you're going to work all the way around. So make sure that you skip your stitches, because if you don't, you're going to end up doubling your stitch count. So if you get to the end and you have a lot of stitches, then you know that's what you've done. So skip the stitch, work a single crochet, double crochet all the way around, and then we'll meet up, double check that we have 30 stitches, and move on to the second round of the texture stitch. Okay, so I have finished my first round of the textured pattern, and I've double checked to make sure that I have 30 stitches. Now, a really quick way of counting is just count by 2s, knowing that each one of these little clusters contains 2 stitches. So 2, 4, 6. And then you're going to skip the very last single crochet in the round. Then moving on to the second round of the texture, what you're going to be doing, and this is going to be the same for the rest of the cozy, is you're going to be working into the single crochet only of each cluster. So into that single crochet, you're going to work a single crochet, followed by a double crochet. I'll just put my stitch marker back in. Then you're going to skip your double crochet and work in the next single crochet. And this is the pattern repeat for the rest of the cozy. So you're going to repeat this until your cozy reaches about 6 1/4 inches to 6 1/2 inches. You can decide how long you want it. And then we'll meet up and I'll just show you how to finish off that cozy. So that's how it's looking so far. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, and I will see you soon. Okay, so I have finished all my rounds, and I worked mine till it was about 6 1/4 inches. So so for the final round, Super easy. All we're going to be doing is just working single crochet all around the top in every single stitch. So you're not skipping any stitches because of course that would make it too small. So I'll go ahead and do this and then I'll come back quickly and just show you how to fasten off. Most people know how, but I do get a few messages saying that you wish I'd shown it. So I'm going to come back and do that and then we'll be all done. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what color you're making. I am getting very carried away making these and I'm making some bright colors. Hopefully I'll be done those by the time I do the video and I'll add that in at the beginning so you can see it. And of course the classic muted colors are always beautiful with fall coming and more of a classic look in my opinion. Anyways, I'll see the rest of you soon who need to know how to fasten off, and I'll go ahead and finish this. Okay, so I finished my round of single crochet, and then what I like to do is just skip one stitch and do a slip stitch in the next. I find that it lays a little bit flatter. There's other ways you can do it. And then to fasten off, you're just going to wrap your yarn around your hook, pull that through. And when you cut your yarn, you want to make sure that there's enough left that you can thread it into a yarn needle and weave in the ends. So I'll just show you how to do that. So make sure that you're working your ends through the opposite side. And what I like to do is just sort of feel with the yarn needle for an area that's going to give you the most resistance. And then you can be pretty sure that your ends aren't going to pull out. And let's see, and I'll just go back and forth a few times. Again, just trying to find a spot where I get some resistance. And I think that should do it. And I'll just clip the yarn nice and close. Take out my stitch marker, go get a coffee, and enjoy my new cozy. So that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving it a like. And thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out these videos next. And until next time, bye-bye.